Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage Ms. Jasmine Crowe.
I want to take a moment to tell you all about the day that I saw the light. My college roommate was living in New York City and working as a creative artist, traveling the world with the likes of Alicia Keys, Paula Abdul, and Zendaya. And her husband got a job here at State Farm, and they decided to move to Atlanta and chase the American dream. They wanted to give their children a life they never knew growing up in Harlem, New York, like the ability to ride a school bus to school and play in a backyard. And she thought, surely all these films and TV sets are popping up in Atlanta, I'll pick right back up. But she moved here and it was hard. And one summer I visited her home. And as she and I sat in her kitchen catching up, she offers me a glass of water. And when she opens her refrigerator door, I could immediately see from the front to the back. And as she turned around, she saw the shocked look in my eyes. And she stood there, pregnant with her second child, and burst into tears, telling me that she knew what I was thinking, and that while she always tried to keep meals and snacks in the house for her 2-year-old son, often they didn't have the money to. And what I remembered most about that day was this bright light shining in my eyes from this empty refrigerator. I couldn't believe that one of my friends, someone who had defied all the odds and was not the face that we often see of hunger, someone who was college educated, had led a great career, was well-traveled, and married the love of her life, didn't have food in her refrigerator for herself, her young son, and her unborn child. But the reality is that her plight is not uncommon. Every year in this country, nearly 41 million Americans live food insecure. And like my friend, they have to make critical decisions every month, choosing between paying for their bills like their rent and their utilities and paying for food. I believe that no one should ever have to decide if food is a necessity in their household, because in the United States, we waste 72 billion pounds of perfectly good food every year. This equates to nearly 2% of all GDP on food that we never eat, about $218 billion that we spend on wasted food. And when you think about it, food waste has now increased 50%. 27% of everything in our landfills today is food waste, and as this sits, it gradually rots and produces harmful methane gas, a leading contributor to global climate change. These are problems, and they're ones that at Gooder we are laser focused on solving. Because nationwide tonight, 1 in 6 people will go to bed hungry, while businesses will throw away millions of dollars in perfectly good food. At Gooder, we believe that hunger is not an issue of scarcity, it's a matter of logistics. And we are solving what I call the surplus food supply chain problem, ensuring the safe delivery of this food from businesses that have it to nonprofit organizations and people that need it, all while allowing businesses for the first time to be able to track, account, and earn from their donations. Now, I've been vested in this fight since 2013, when I started cooking meals for people experiencing hunger and homelessness out of my kitchen here in Atlanta, Georgia. And it was through this that the idea for Gooder was birthed. When a video from one of my pop-up restaurants for the homeless community went viral on Facebook, I took some time to read through the thousands of comments. And amongst the praise, there was one reoccurring question: which restaurants donated the food? And the reality was nobody. I was couponing, I was price matching, I was going all over the city to try and match sales. I often say that I'm the reason Walmart doesn't price match anymore. And I would spend 15 to 20 hours in my kitchen cooking this food, taking it out on the streets and feeding people and coming back to a kitchen that was a mess. And I started thinking how much easier it would be if I could get businesses to donate this food so that I can really serve and feed these vulnerable populations. And around the same time, Uber Eats and Postmates were popping up, and I thought, why aren't we doing something like this for people that are hungry? Why have we created 5, 6, 7 technologies to get food faster to people like us, when we've created very little technology to get food faster to the 40 million people that don't have it? And so in late 2017, I launched Gooder. We are a surplus food supply chain food waste management app. And what we do is we inventory everything it is that a business sells. We make it very easy at the end of the night where those closing shift managers can click on those items, tell us how many they have, and request to pick up. And what we've done is we've gotten smart. We use those same providers, the Postmates, the Roadies, to serve as our third-party logistics partners. They immediately get that food picked up and delivered to a nonprofit organization in senior homes within about a 3 to 5 mile radius. Sometimes our deliveries are moving as fast as 11 minutes in Atlanta traffic. And I'm proud to say that since we've gotten started, we've now diverted over 2 million pounds of edible surplus food from landfills and turned that into about 1.8 million meals here in Atlanta. And our clients now include the world's busiest airport, Atlanta's Hartsfield-Jackson. I'm proud to tell you all that none of the food from today's event will go to waste because GWCC is also one of our customers. Since we've gotten started, we've been featured in national media publications such as Forbes, Fast Company, the Oprah Winfrey Network, and named by Inc. magazine as one of the 50 world-changing startups, and we got our start here right in Atlanta. And while I'm so proud, thank you. And while I'm so proud of everything that we've accomplished, I still see that light. And I think about my friend that day and the millions of families just like her who are working so hard, but yet still don't know where that next meal is coming from. And so I'm driven by the fact that there is much more work to do. I want to ask you guys something. Have you ever seen the Snickers commercial with Betty White and Danny DeVito, "You're not yourself when you're hungry"? And it's true, right? And I want you to think about the 755,000 people here in the Metro Atlanta community who've never had the opportunity to realize their full potential, simply because they're hungry. And my charge to you is that it's time to innovate. We can no longer do the same things and expect different results. I think about the fact that I was doing canned food drives when I was in elementary school, not to age myself, but almost 30 years ago. And that my godson, who's 6, just came to me yesterday and said he's doing a canned food drive. And what I think is, are we creating a vicious cycle or are we innovating? In 2020, we will have 7 manufactured automobiles that can drive themselves, but 40 million people that still cannot feed themselves. And we need to really drive for policy change. We need to create opportunities like the country of France and Italy that allow businesses to donate their food safely and actually find them when they don't. I want to live in a city where we can say that all of our neighbors are hungry, are not hungry. And I'm inviting you guys to help me make that happen. To learn more about us, I invite you to visit us online at gooder.co. And I want to thank you all for your time and let you know that with Gooder, hunger and food waste have met their match. Thank you.